my daughter was having a dance thing at her school. They had this big dance. Anyway, we all went, all the parents, and everybody's there, and everybody's got their phone. Every single parent. It was an amazing thing to watch, because kids are dancing, and every parent is standing there like this. Every single person was blocking their vision of their actual child with their phone. And the kids, I went over by the stage, and the kids, there's people holding iPads in front of their faces. It looked like we're all in the witness protection program. Like, the kids can't see their parents. And everybody's watching a movie of something that's happening 10 feet. Like, look at your kid. The resolution on the kid is unbelievable. If you just look, it's totally HD. Why are you taping this? You're never gonna watch it. In a million years, you're not gonna watch videos of your kids do you missed the first time it happened. You don't watch it, you just put it on Facebook. Here, you watch it. I want to take a nap now. And then you get to read all the comments. Oh my God! It's so cute! And guess what? They're not watching it either. They're not watching the video. These kids are dancing for no one. Nobody watches the videos on your Facebook. They see the first frame of a kid and they go, that's very nice. Okay, back to this. Nobody's watching your kids' videos on Facebook, I promise you. I'll prove it to you. Next time you tape your kids dance, take 1 second of it, and then add 20 minutes of just your own Just go in the bathroom and just record your own anus opening and closing for 20 minutes. Tack it on to your kid dancing for a second, put that on Facebook. Everybody will write the same thing. That's adorable. I think I see a future star. Don't tape shit on your... First of all, amazing.
I used to think it was called a vagina.
Construction worker.
I did because I grew up in Boston.
And I drink beer and I get in
And
fights.
I don't know if you are familiar with, people call it the Boston accent. It's not an accent. It's a whole city of people saying most words wrong. It's just a stupidity in a massive region. Because my teachers, they teach you to talk like that. My teacher, I had a teacher named Miss Doherty, but she thought her name was Miss Doherty.
And all the
She mispronounced her own name.
Studied for years and like,
Miss Doherty.
than us. It's
And she gave us sex ed. It was 5th grade. We had sex ed with Miss Doherty.
movie
And she's showing us the diagram. She's like,
this
this is a penis.
Hunting. Remember Good Will Hunting? Of course, right?
And this is a vagina.
He plays a very complicated young man.
Now, during intercourse, man ejaculates sperm up into the vagina.
Fucking insane.
And then
It
later,
only makes sense if he wrote it for
f***ing
himself
baby.
to be the guy.
comes out of the vagina.
It's the worst example of that in the movie.
Sometimes it's retarded. This was the 70s. Teachers said retarded in Boston in the 70s. My daughter's retarded. She used to tell us every day. I have a daughter and she's mentally retarded. She's 35 and she lives in my house. She better be f***ing retarded. I'm gonna stick her back up in my vagina. So I thought it was called a vagina until I was like 25. And I remember thinking it was like it's a vagina. It's like a thing that vagines, you know? Like you use it to vagina. I got a vagina in my driveway. I don't know, like, just got to vagina this new table I just made. That would make a nice table. Like you make a new table and then you take the 80 grid paper and you sand it.
and then 120, and then you go, all right, honey, get up there. And she just... It's like an old, like one of those Danish tables, or like a, ooh, nice old Italian table. This table is very smooth because my wife have a very juicy boozy, and she vagina the table. And my family, we do this for generations, and we vagina. All right. I just knew that if I licked her face on the TV, it would get big laughs.
Yeah. That was great, dude. That was a rolling, massive laugh, which you don't see on
really fun
live TV that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great, like, that was the, you know, a lot of stuff goes by quickly, but that was a moment I was able to, like, stop for.
Really? Yeah.
When I'm licking her face and people are going nuts and you're aware this is on live television.
Are you aware of that constantly, by the way?
Not only a few moments, but that was one of them. Like, this is on TV right now that I'm doing this, and I can lick her face as long as I want, and they'd have to, like, come and get me. And at one point, I got my nose in her mouth, and I decided my goal in my head is I'm going to try to get my whole head in her mouth. And I started pushing up into her mouth with my nose, and I felt her go, because she was gagging on my nose.
Dude, if she would have vomited on you, that would have been the greatest moment in live TV history.
Amazing. But I started laughing right then, so I stopped.
It was getting huge laughs up to that, though. I mean, every line was getting a laugh.
It was,
The open mouth kiss, which was a little obnoxious, got a huge laugh, and then right into the
Jimmy, you didn't see the monologue, right?
We came into the dressing room. I watched it with
that
was the first thing Jay said when Lou walked in. Just an amazing
one of the
monologue.
best ever.
One
Because
of the best ever.
Jay.
Wow.
From being on the inside, what people don't realize is for some reason it's what they work on last. Like you get like Sally Field, and all day you practice sketches, and then like on Saturday they're still trying to bang out a monologue like at 4 in the afternoon. And for some,
and how good is
that's why the monologue's always terrible. It's always terrible.
Well, it's
like,
really
hey,
important.
waka waka.
You realize when you do it how important it is, because you get I never thought of this. I always thought of each sketch as its own compartmentalized thing. But when you host the show, they need to hook into you as a person. Because when you're in the sketches, whether you're playing whatever mountain man or whatever it is, they have to like you to get into the sketch. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so that opening's pretty important. Yeah, to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, in the dress rehearsal, the monologue I did like twice the amount so they could look at it all and decide what to do. And it went well. But then the first sketch I did after the monologue was a sketch that didn't air. Where I play a drawing teacher with kids, and I'm really mean, and they hated me for it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of fucked me for the rest of the show.
Really?
I don't think you want to say rape in your monologue.
I don't want to rape a child.
No, that might work below 14th Street. Put up your
Exactly. I call a little girl a in that sketch.
That's hilarious. Come on.
No, you would have liked it. It was funny.
Yeah.
maybe after the news.
It's like it's like a thing where I'm saying you can draw anything with your imagination. And like I draw 3 circles and I go, this could be anything you want. Maybe it's a robot ant. And some kid goes, maybe it's balloons. And I go, it's a robot ant. I think I was pretty clear it's a robot ant. And then later I decided, and I start kicking the kids out one by one. And then at the end I go, maybe it's balloons. This could be a pink balloon. And this girl goes, it could be red. And I go, it's pink, you little whore.
Wow.
That's great.
Awesome. And then I get arrested by the cops. But then the next sketch, everyone was like, boo.
Wow.
I'm so mean.
I'm surprised it got cut and not moved just after the second song.
Well, I had a chance to defend it. Like, Lauren took the card off the board and kind of held it. Like, he said, this is vulnerable. And
Wow.
I said, you know what? Just get rid of it.
We're leaving our flank open with this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're in the room when they pick the sketches. No one else ever is. It's you, and who's the head writer now?
Seth Meyer. And there was a decent amount of people in there. There was, what's his
Kenny
name?
Amon?
Steve Higgins.
Higgins.
And a few other people whose names I didn't know.
Were there sketches that got picked that you went, whoa, I'm not sure why?
No,
that's up
I mean,
there.
the read-through was really strong.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good material, so I liked everything they picked. There was only 2 bits that I hated that I just don't like personally, and the thing you learn after a long time is you don't have to fight stuff right when you see it.
Yeah.
But sometimes things get taken care of on their own. And if you fought them, and then you know what I mean. So there was 2 sketches I never liked.
They were on the board,
and I didn't say a word about them.
You mean they were on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after dress, they got cut, and
Are you happy?
didn't
about
matter.
that.
Very happy. I only torpedoed one sketch, and I felt bad because the writer was a nice guy, and he was sitting right there, and I was saying, "This is not that funny. It's not satisfying." Like I fought against one.
What was it?
It wasn't on, so
But you had to actually come out and say, like, I guess
the only one that I said something about because I just didn't. I didn't think I was doing a good job of it too. So
What was the gist of the one you torpedoed?
I don't know. The guy's a nice guy. I don't want to fuck his life up.
Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you what you were. I want to ask Lou what he was thinking right before they introed you.
Yeah, your heart must have been racing.
Yeah, what goes through your mind?
Well, it's really emotional because it's a whole week, and everything everything I've ever done that's new, I always go through.
What did I draw?
Water.
Jimmy. Let me knock this water over. Jimmy has to go ha ha.
As Lou is trying to open up his heart for everybody.
Sorry.
No, thank God.
I don't know. Don't worry about what fell. Who gives a fuck? It's just a remote.
It's hilarious.
So
What a bunch of jerks.
So you're waiting to
Really
go on.
emotional click.
So you're waiting to go on camera for the first time.
Okay, so you do all this and you doubt yourself like 8-10 times during the week. Like this, I'm going to at this. There's a lot of process and it's exhausting. And then you finally get to you're standing behind this door and the music's playing and there's Don Pardo's voice saying, and there's this woman named Jenna who's the stage director and she's getting ready to, she's really serious and counting down.
Oh shit!
That's the worst.
And I said, Jenna, like I was urgent. I said, Jenna. And she goes, what? And I scared the shit out of her because we're 2 seconds
right
to me going out.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. And I'm talking to her like there's a problem. And she goes, what? And I said, I'm hosting Saturday Night Live. Nice. And she goes, yes, you are. And then she pushes the door
asshole.
open. That's awesome. But that's how I felt. Like I mean, because I'm 45 now, so anything that you let go past without enjoying it, you're a real turd.
Right.
You feel like an
Right.
Yeah.
So she's standing there. I wanted to tell somebody I'm doing this right now.
That's so.
So I came out. I was really emotional and I was really happy.
Right.
When I came out.
That's awesome.
You change, like, being 45, you're saying, like, you want to enjoy everything as you're doing it, because it's, like, sometimes with an experience, it's, like, so intense and nerve-wracking, you don't even enjoy it. You just, you're like, okay, I'll look back on this and it will be fun, instead of liking
Enjoying the
it while it's
moment.
happening.
You have to stop and go, I may never do this again. It's amazing I'm getting to do this.
Yeah. Did you feel totally prepared after a week? Did you feel like, okay, I'm good? I don't feel
Not completely. And I was so excited. It's not a helpful emotion to be happy.
Yeah.
Because I sputtered the first few lines of the monologue. I was too excited. And it f***ed me up. Because, like, the first joke I said was, the power's back on, so we can go back to using way too much electricity. And I've done this before. I was so excited that I'm trying to say everything too soon. So I said, the power's back on, which means we can use way too much electricity. Because the word way was the first laugh.
Right.
So I said way like 6 times before it was time to
The way is back on
because I was too happy.
Yes, you said curds.
Curds and way. And it got nothing. And I rushed past it because it didn't get a laugh to the next thing.
Wow.
But and I'm on live TV, so you're thinking you up the first joke, and now you're subsequently up the second one, and this could be a black hole that the entire monologue in it, unless you know when they burn forest to stop a forest fire.
Yeah.
You got to get a firewall in here somewhere.
Right.
I was having that thought somewhere in the.
I know where your
monologue.
firewall was.
Where was it? Because
when an old lady falls down and you see her inappropriate parts.
Yes, that was the firewall.
exact moment where everybody went. Okay, everyone got off the hook.
Yes,
that was it, right?
That was the first laugh that made me feel normal.
Yeah,
and then I was
you
like,
settled
I'm
right
gonna
in.
be okay.
You settled
I'm
right
So
gonna
in.
be
goddamn
okay.
funny, that story.
Yeah.
Do they
Thanks,
talk?
man.
Do they talk to you about not breaking the fourth wall? Because I'm always amazed no one on SNL ever breaks that wall.
You mean during the sketches?
Yeah. Did they say to you, "Don't do it"? Or does it just?
Why would he look at the fucking camera in the middle of a sketch?
No. No, but I mean, nobody even does it. Ironically, if something bombs, like nobody does it.
He broke.
I did a little bit with the mountain sketch.
Yeah,
because I up so many
couple
things.
Times he broke the
I
wall.
made so many mistakes because there was all these marks I was supposed to hit. And every time we rehearsed it, I didn't go to any of them. And then they would say really nicely, we have no shots if you don't move.
The whole shot, it was like a big master.
They needed me to move down.
One shot. The whole sketch, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because if I had moved, they would have had a better shot. So
no one had any coverage.
They wrote it on the cards in huge letters. They wrote step down. Oh, wow. And they said, we're going to do this for you so you don't have to worry about it. And I was like, I know, that's cool. I'll see that. And then after like 3 lines, I realized I haven't moved.
Oh,
totally fucked.
But your cool beard looked great.
And then I had this crazy hair.
He looks good with long hair.
He looked awesome.
That's what we said.
There's nothing.
We're like, damn, Louis looks good with long hair.
There was no weak thing. There was no like. There's always like a hunk of like 10 feet where you're like, ugh, where you're like, God, and you're like, now after that sketch, I got to go to commercial. Then there's a band I don't know after that shit. Yeah. There was no. It was one of the better episodes I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks, man.
And after the one sketch, you laughed. So he did break down the fourth wall. The hotel sketch at the end, there was a huge laugh, and I kind of liked that.
I want to make a point.
Hold on. What was that about?
The kid Bobby Moynihan, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I think. Who's in the sketch with me. He's a really nice guy, and I don't know. I just liked him, and we were doing it all week.
Right.
That whole thing was dependent on me keeping that rhythm going. It was another one where I just kept. Just misplacing little words and up, and I felt like I made so many mistakes. But I don't know, and I was having a good time by then. I was really enjoying the show by then.
Yeah, the laugh was great,
and I knew we were close to the end, and I was feeling all this cool relief and stuff. So
you kind of just let it out.
Yeah, $7 and $150,000.
Yeah.
And also, they had told me this thing right before we went on. There's going to be a sound of a printer. And you're going to hear it jam, and then that's when you say it jammed. And I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, shit.
It was on the air, but I couldn't. I was just standing there waiting, and there was like this long pause on live television. And so I just picked a moment to say the printer jammed, and then we went away with really no laugh at the end. So I'm just pounding on this fake keyboard, and I looked at Bobby, and we both just started crying.
I liked it. It was a real moment.
That movie is so gorgeous, and every scene has its own game to it. Every scene is its own movie.
Yeah.
And like the scene where with the motorcycle in the middle of the desert, what the fuck are we doing there? And I don't know. Look, the thing with movies like this is sometimes they get you and you're on board, and when they don't, fuck this. But I don't think it's an allegory. I don't think it has an extrapolatable meaning to the rest of the world. It's just what if you took this up? I mean, I don't know how he came up with this story. Like he just wrote The Master, a sick, beautifully realized fantasy of a filmmaker who gets into some kind of a fever when he writes a movie and then executes it with extreme conscientious discipline. I don't think it's trying to say anything. I think it's laying a lot of human observation end to end, and it's creating some fantasy. To me, it's not about homoerotic. It's about sexual. They are confused about the difference between friendship, love, and sex, and fatherhood, and all these things. They put them all into each other.
Right.
And they're just linked in a way that they can't be pulled apart from each other. It's like a love affair between a block of ice and a hyena. It's like, Why are they connected? But saying homoerotic is like saying there's chemistry between a man and a woman in a movie. It's insignificant. I mean, the movie is a mess of energy and feeling and love and deranged sadism. And I mean, the guy's making gasoline potions and poisoning people. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. That movie is mystifying. I love it. I love it. But when we're this close on an anamorphic, lens, beautiful shot of his face watching the guy take off on the motorcycle forever and ever and ever, and we're just watching his face change when he's realizing he's not coming back. It's such a strange scene, and I was like, this. Like I couldn't. That movie just washed over me. Basically, L. Ron Hubbard on a ship. You know, his which he did it. That was his life. He had a navy of crazy. And that they become pals, and then everything just rattles until there's just the bolts are coming off. But it's serene. The movie's serene. It's slick. The movie's like a Calvin Klein ad. It's so beautifully shot, and Philip is incredible, and Joaquin is incredible in an opposite way. I mean, that's it. I can't find that in my brain, and I can't recognize it in anyone else's. That's what sets PTA apart for me. No one else was going to make. Why the did you make that movie?
Why do people think because we learned how to build cool things that in our heads we're not the same people that kind of dig watching atrocities and just horrible things?
Still, every day when I just look at traffic on a highway flowing smoothly, I'm amazed that people aren't just stopping their cars and killing and raping everyone around them.
And the only reason they're not, you're right.
I'm amazed that everyone doesn't do that all the time.
Only reason they're not is because they're late for something.
That's it.
Like they have to be somewhere.
Yes.
If people didn't have jobs, jobs is a way to keep this planet from just ending up with people ripping each other's clothing off, raping, killing.
The entire fabric of society is a distraction because in reality, what do you need a job for? To get money to get food. You could grow food right outside your door and buy a cow and drink the milk and then eat it later. But we put it in another place so you have to get just so that, first of all, so guys can get out of their houses and not listen to their ugly, stupid wives. And also, everybody's wife is stupid and ugly. And so that people won't kill each other.
Do you think deep down we secretly wish for stuff like this to happen?
Yes.
Is there like some kind of like excitement that we feel?
Dude, I've told you of my dream all the time. It is to be around for the complete apocalypse of the world.
Totally.
I want to be around and just watch either the meteor hit or just a complete meltdown of all society where it's complete anarchy, nothing but gunfire and bombs outside.
I want an alien invasion.
Alien invasion would be another great one.
Nuclear bomb, that's just hack. I want like alien.
Oh, you want something like amazing,
way out there. Even though the movie War of the Worlds all the way.
Oh, totally.
Where you just realize, wow, we have no chance against this whatsoever.
Great.
You can't make phone calls and make some crazy last minute deal with a country. No, you don't even know you don't even know their language.
No, when they started making warnings about Katrina, I gotta say there was at least 4% of me that was going, come on,
Levy.
See it.
Yeah,
don't hold.
People are like, you're crazy to say that, but I think secretly we all have that deep inside us. Like,
why do you think people watch the news so much like that? When there's big stories, the ratings go up on the news.
Yeah.
What are they watching it for? Hoping, please solve this and get it off the air so I don't have to see it anymore?
When the guy got that envelope, after he, pulled down his pants and did what he obviously did immediately to relieve himself of the anxiety he was feeling.
Sure.
And he gathered people together and they said, okay, what if we release this? What happens? Well, people will be really upset. And then somebody else said, but will they watch us less? And he, nope. Put it out.
It's
full
on.
Speed ahead.
They don't even have that conversation. It's just, that's a reflex.
When I got home from doing some errands and I turned on the TV and saw this was going down, in my brain, I'm like, cool. Like, wow, there's more to this story.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to go home today, and I'm going to hope there's going to be another tidbit that comes out.
That's why.
I mean, I feel, and I hope we don't have to say this, but of course we feel bad for the victims and all their families and all that. But as far as a viewer and living through this, when you hear that there's a new tidbit, you're running right to the TV.
It doesn't even have anything to do with the actual tragedy.
No.
What it is how can we look at things like curse words being offensive and let's not offend people on their race and stuff when we are still so uncivilized mentally and with our own instincts that we enjoy watching suffering and crime and murder.
Yeah, but Janet Jackson's boob. And,
yeah, but that's the stuff that we got.
That's the worst thing that happened in American history in the last decade.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that changed the world.
Yeah, the booby slip.
yeah, that changed the world with a star over the nipple.
We're on a bizarro planet.
Speaking of disasters, can someone get USA Today from yesterday?
Oh, I thought you needed E-Rock. He's right there.
It was really interesting. On the front page of the Life section, they said if you're 21 years or older, they were mostly focusing on like a 21-year-old, which would be a senior in college. They listed all the stuff they've lived through so far, and it's beyond amazing. When we turned 21, there wasn't this many things.
Right.
Just over the top events that have occurred, and they listed all of them. I want to. Well, it's open for debate.
No, you know what? It's like when I was a kid and I used to fantasize that my parents would die. I wanted them to die so that I could go to school and have the teacher really focus on me and say, we'll do whatever you need. So I could have like a press conference with my friends. Like all the kids that didn't pay attention to me would, some girl I don't know would cry for me. Yeah. Like I used to.
You're lucky your parents didn't die because
I'd be living with that. No, but then my wish would have come true, and I would have realized things I wish happened.
Oh wow. Press conference.
It's as good as it is, the cell service. You know what I mean? And the airplane stuff. They're throwing human bodies into the air like thousands every second. There's like thousands of airplanes in the air right now. And then it's amazing what these people do. And Sully, by the way, this guy who lands this plane on the Hudson and he's a hero, and then the passengers meet him and cry and show him their ugly babies and say, look, this kid's not an orphan because of your heroism. I promise you, 3 minutes before he did that, they were on the ground in LaGuardia, taxiing around, and he was making his announcements, and everybody in the back's going, oh, could he shut up? I'm on the phone. Drive the bus, you douche. Nobody cares what you say. And they don't even give him the credit, because I've had people say to me that that it was a miracle. That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
It was God's hand. Give him the credit. He trained for it.
Yeah, he could have let go of the.
How do you not give
the controls and everything?
God didn't land God threw the birds in the engines. That's what God did. But so nobody. What it takes for a guy like that to fly a plane, nobody respects it. They just want to go when they want to go. And even if the 40 minutes isn't even making you late, it's just irritating you.
No, you're not getting there and then have to be 99.9% of the people are not getting to their destination and have to be anywhere within 40 minutes.
No.
So you're okay.
You're living a great dream of a life.
Yeah.
Everybody is right now.
It's a great time to be alive.
It is a great time to be alive.
It's just this big take for granted.
Yeah.
The whole bank thing is hilarious.
Yeah, the bank thing, because
we forget
that's
how hard it was to
forget.
And you would have to figure out, well, all right, it's a 3-day weekend. Or is this going to be enough money for the whole week? You have to figure that crap out.
Yeah, because you couldn't take all your money out.
Right.
And you had to go, well, if I have more fun than I'm planning, I'm going to be screwed.
Sure.
And you'd actually have to stop doing stuff if you ran out of money. There wasn't this
You'd be out of money.
Yep.
This constant
And you'd be
flow.
so bummed because you're like, the banks don't even open till most cases Tuesday.
I got no money. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You had to often just sit in a chair or in a car and just look around you and go, well, I can't do nothing right now. There's nobody to talk to. I'm not at a phone. I'm just a person.
Leaving your house was like going west.
Yeah.
Seriously, you left your house and you were just out of touch with everybody.
You didn't know what was
You
happening.
hope that the people you said, well, meet me at this bar at 5:30 are going to show up or whatnot.
That's when
check up on anybody.
This stuff is great. This technology is great. And I've read like comments on YouTube where people say that this guy's a primitivist. This word that means that you hate technology.
You're a primitivist.
Yes, that's not the point. The point isn't that technology is bad for us. The point is that it's as good as it is, and people have to stop. People are so miserable. People spend so many hours poring over their products and then throwing it away and buying another one. Like, it's so far from the basis of, like, being a human being, which is like, I'm going to freeze this winter if I don't make money and buy these certain things.
Right.
Like, it used to be you worked at a button factory, and then you took your button money and you bought some lard and bread for your kids, and then you save a little money so you could buy your kid one wooden toy at Christmas. But now the toy is an exploding robot that gives you an enema, and and you buy it for your kid before you buy food. That's the first thing, and you buy one for you, and then you go, this thing and you get mad at it, you throw it away and buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this incurable, there's just this misery everywhere. People are miserable. Very few Americans are like content.
The phone? Absolutely right, man. No, I'm just agreeing with it.
Yeah, the phone thing is really funny, too. Because you also forget that people would call your house and no one's there, and they couldn't leave a message. No, what if they had something really important? You have to, like, sync up now for that important info.
Whole friendships that wouldn't exist without the ability to connect that much. Because you'd call somebody, and the phone would ring with a dog looking at it for a few minutes. And then in the room the phone is in, like there was a room that the phone lived in.
Yeah, it was
away from the TV.
Phone.
It was the phone. You called it the phone. When was the last time you said who's on the phone? Somebody's on his phone, or somebody's on my phone. Right. You didn't even occur to you to think they don't know that I called.
Yeah,
that didn't even occur to you.
They'll never know that I called if something happens.
Yeah. And they may call me, and I may not be here. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, people would just people. There weren't even answering machines. I remember a time when answering machines were fancy. For most people, it was just somebody might contact you if you know. It's just weird to think of that now.
Yeah. The one thing you said that was very funny was the sparks inside.
Yeah,
like there were.
No, it was a copper coil. If you took apart a phone, which I did often, it was a copper coil that you made sparks and it went down a copper wire, literally a copper wire from your house to the other person you're talking to.
Your phone,
like cups with a string.
You didn't buy a phone at the store.
No, we rented
plug it into the wall. It was Bell Telephone, property of Bell Telephone. It was hardwired into your wall. Yeah. So when you moved in, that phone was sitting there.
Yes, and when you didn't pay the bill, which my mom often would run out of money and not pay the bill, they would come and take the actual phone out.
They'd take the phone.
The phone would go into a truck full of ugly, dirty phones in a pile like Auschwitz, just all laying with their cords tangled together in a big pile.
Although that cord would constantly, the worse you stretched it, the longer and more unwieldy it got.
And it was a Garrett. It was another weapon.
Yeah, it's a Garrett. You could choke it because that thing would never snap.
No,
you could break a lot of stuff with that long phone cord.
You'd pull it into a bedroom and slam the door on the cord to get your privacy.
And the thing is, the things people are impatient about too. It's like a guy standing on a street corner, furious because it's taking a little while to load a picture of Axl Rose on his phone for him to look at for a second to remember what the guy looked like for a second.
Oh my God!
To look at fat Axl Rose now.
Yeah.
What's he look like now?
I took out.
It's taking too long.
I still do. I'm amazed by technology, and sometimes I do step back and look at it and go like, wow, that is effing amazing that we have this. Things like flight, though, you do still take for granted. Yeah. I know that, but like newer technology, the iPhone, for one thing, I know Jimmy doesn't like it.
Hate it.
But the principle behind it, the fact that you used to have to sit there and think about who that actor was in that movie.
Yeah.
And that would drive you crazy. You'd like two people, you're sitting there going, I know the name, I know. And for a half hour, an hour, you could not concentrate on anything else. And now you're like, hold on, IMDb, boom, it was this movie, this year, blah, blah.
Ron Jeremy.
All your Ron Jeremy. You have answers at your fingertips now.
I have an iPhone which I don't even use because I like my BlackBerry. That's how jackass I am. Like I've got the two leading machines, and the iPhone is for when my BlackBerry breaks because I throw it around a lot. So I was at my mother's house and I was about my iPhone. I go, yeah, I got one, but it's like, and she goes, what does that even do? She didn't even understand any facet of. My mother's a computer programmer, but
oh my God!
But
punch cards.
Yes, she used punch cards. She had
ENIAC,
but consumer products. She doesn't know anything about those, and so she said, "What is that? What's the big deal with it?" And I show it to her, and I just start running her through what iPhones do.
Yeah.
And like I said, think of any song you've ever heard, and for some reason she said Footloose. I don't know why my mom. and I just go click 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 foot, and I'm just playing it. Like instantly, and she was like, "What? I don't." And then I said, "Think of anything that's ever happened, like literally, just anything in history." So she thought of the most. She said, "Well, I was thinking yesterday about when Martin Luther King was assassinated, and Robert Kennedy was making a speech in the moment that he was shot, and he got told during the speech. So he announced to a bunch of black people that he was speaking to. He announced to them that Martin Luther King was shot, and it was a really dramatic moment." And I just go. I go on YouTube on my iPhone. RFK, MLK shot, and in seconds we're listening to that speech. And my mother was it was one of those things where she just didn't, she was like, where am I? What is this?
Did she try to kill
what
you?
happened to the
Wizard! Wizard! Like Carrie's mother. She put you in the closet. Pray together. We'll pray. That is, I did pretty much the same thing at my mother and Sal's house with the iPhone. I was showing them things. You know, you just pop on, because my mother's just a movie buff.
Yeah.
So I go to IMDb. And she's like, I don't need that. I have my Leonard Maltin book. And she's got this book that she gets every year. Yes. It's Leonard Maltin's book.
Yes.
And it's just got everything you could get on IMDb in a second.
Yeah.
In this 8,000-page gigantic book.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom,
but it doesn't have Dane Cook's works in progress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean.
In production.
It's like, and you could cross-reference actors in the same movie, so you could see if they were in the same movie together. Leonard Maltin book. All right, Mom, whatever.
Are you getting more and more pestered?
Yeah, not as bad as it used to be. Kind of people are used to me now, and you know, I like to live my life, so I take the subway with my kids and stuff. And
right.
Once in a while, somebody. I also don't mind now. I've become immune to feeling bad about being rude to people. It's actually, so it used to be like people would go like, hey, can I get a picture? And I'd be like, oh, I'm really sorry. You know, I just don't like, I go through a whole thing.
Yeah.
But now people are like, can I get a picture? And I go, no, you can't. and I just feel, I feel nothing.
We might have saw that one time.
What?
Yeah, we did see that.
We might have saw that one time, and the person doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't
it puts
know what to
them in
do.
a weird position. Well, you came up and said some shit.
Right.
You put yourself in that. I'm not responsible for your choice to talk to a stranger and ask for something. You asked a stranger for something, and they said no. That's your problem. Next time, go live your life.
Yeah. We were outside the building the last time you were in here, just kind of shooting the shit, catching up a little bit, and someone came up. And I didn't feel like you were being rude, but the funny part about the whole thing was the girl just didn't know what to do with herself. She never expected a no.
Yeah, no. People expect you to say yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so then she's standing there awkwardly,
something else.
And then she thought maybe you were joking, and then it was obvious you weren't joking, and then she didn't know how to leave the situation.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoyed the whole thing.
What about
in a sick way?
I'll sign an autograph.
Sure.
Because that doesn't take nothing off me. I have no problem signing an autograph because it doesn't. I don't feel one way or the other. I hate taking a picture of somebody. So I'm just not going to do something I don't want to do.
It's like every checkout counter. Can we have your phone number? No, yourself. Why would they ask you, and then when you tell them no, they get mad.
That's exactly like what he's talking about.
No, listen. First of all, don't listen to me, windblower.
You're right.
I'm saying people get mad when you say no.
Yes, I know. After the garden, when everyone wants to take your picture, it's the same at being at Best Buy.
No,
can we have your email? Shut up, you ass.
All right.
Just sip your coffee.
I was once at a American Apparel store with my daughters buying some socks, and the guy said, we need your email. And I said, I don't want to give it to you. And he said, we require it for purchases. You can't make a purchase without an email. And I said, well, it's no@iwon't.com. And he took it down.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, because what do they do about cash? They don't ask you if you're making a cash purchase.
I was making a cash purchase.
Oh, and they still wanted your email?
Still wanted my
at this point, they even say, we don't know how to ring this up.
I always say, no, I don't have email.
You're lying.
I don't have it.
Yeah, but what are they going to go? We'll get a private investigator.
Right.
I always say I don't have an email, or use your own email.
They don't ask as much now because it's all on the credit card. So they got you either way.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, most of you.
So I don't like giving up my personal info.
Anyway, so now I'm married, and sex is very different when you're married because it doesn't exist, actually. I was talking to a friend of mine about how my wife and I don't really anymore, and he said, well, does she blow you at least? What are you high? You think she's blowing me? Who wants to blow their husband? Who the would want to? What a bummer to blow your husband. You don't want to blow your husband. You want to blow your date. That's who you want to blow. You want to blow a guy you've been dating and you don't quite know him yet. He comes over and he picks you up. Ooh, that's a new shirt. I never saw that shirt on him. It's very handsome. You go to dinner. He's like, here, try this. Oh, new things. I like new things. tells you something funny, makes you laugh. Oh, he shouldn't say that, but it's shouldn't so. Tells you a sad story. Oh my God. You go back to his place, you his cock, and you go home. That's the proper context for a blowjob. Nobody wants to blow a guy and then go to IKEA with him all day. That's not fun. Do his laundry, and then he comes out of the bathroom. All right, you my dick, okay? We my dick right now? Yes, I'm dying to your smelly old and disgust for the 1,000th time. I can't wait. My wife gave me a hand job the other day, and I got to tell you that I think that hand job was probably the saddest thing that ever happened in America. It really was the saddest thing. That hand job was so tragic. There should be like a monument to that hand job with a reflecting pool where you just sit and think, God, that was sad, and a little thing where you put rocks on it and think about it, and you know. Here's what happened. I'm going to tell you about this hand job. My wife and I were home in the middle of the day. The baby was asleep on our bed. The 4-year-old is wherever the she goes all day. And my wife and I are sitting on the couch, just sitting there, just married on the couch, you know, just... And my wife looked at me, and I don't know where she got this sort of sense that I was in. She said something like, hey, we have to go to that thing for the... And I was like, oh, who gives a shit? Like, I don't know what it was that tipped her off that I was starting to feel real bad. Here's the thing, is that as far as sex, for guys, it's just not... we just need to release. That's all it is. We just need it. Women, it's like a fucking emotional thing when we need to come just because we need to. Women, it's like they get into it. They shiver, and then they lie on their side and cry after and all that kind of But for guys, it's just something that we need to do so that we won't murder people. That's all it is, really. Just maintenance. Open the valve once in a while, please. The city should put a red tag on the that has a PSI level that's unacceptable. And my wife always waits till it's till it's critical. She lets it go so long until finally we're sitting on the couch and she looks at me and we're like, okay, we're going to all be in the paper tomorrow if I don't do something. So she doesn't want to me. She doesn't want to blow me. So she looks at me and she goes, well, would you like a hand job? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So we go upstairs to my daughter's room because it's the only empty room in the house. Hey, you know what? F*** you. I paid a rent. I'll shit on her bed if I want to. Seriously. Let me have a hand job in my house. It's all I get. It's not me. She won't jerk me off in the living room because there's too much nice shit I'm not allowed to come on. That's the whole thing. I don't even get to enjoy my orgasm because the second I'm coming, she's pointing my away from stuff. Ew, oh, careful. She points it into my belly button, like, make it go back in there. Can it go back in? All right, so I'm laying on the floor in my daughter's room, looking up at the mobile of ducks and airplanes. What does a duck need with an airplane? What does a baby give a shit? So I'm laying there on the floor, and my wife is just sitting next to me, just in her bathrobe, just like... And weirdly, I'm not getting off on this. The woman grimacing and tugging on my penis dryly while basically reading People magazine at the same time. It's not that I'm not getting off on it. For some, it's taken me a while to come. And she starts getting impatient. She's like, come on! Come on! Like yelling, come on, into my seriously. At one point, I wanted her to lick her palm. I got this idea. Maybe if she licks her palm, there will be some semblance of something going on. And so I had to... You got to approach asking for those things carefully. You can't just go, hey, lick your palm, like that, because that'll ruin whatever mood there already isn't. So I go like, hey, maybe lick your palm. Lick your palm. Lick your palm. She's like, what? Lick your palm. Lick your palm. Lick your palm. She goes, what the f*** are you saying to me? You know what she thought I said? She thought I said, you look like your mom. So now I gotta get that out of my head. I'm trying to like close my eyes and fantasize that she gives a shit. Nothing's working. And finally she goes, hey, I'm getting really tired. So you know what I did? I finally just took her hand in my hand and I just jerked myself off with her hand. She's like, oh, thank you. That's much easier that way. That has to be the lowest form of sex that's even possible. To just be jerking myself off with my tired wife's hand. She might as well be dead at that point. Seriously, she might as well be a corpse. I came home and found her dead, and it, I'm getting one more before I call the police. Just one more. Who's hurting? I'm not hurting nobody. I'll call 911. She's not getting any deader. Cops find DNA on her wrist. She gave him a hand job and then died of shame, I think. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I mean, everything that we introduce to the world is shit. Meaning white people. Because I really think that white people are from like another planet. Because when we came to America, it was so nice. It was just Indians. And they weren't even Indians. We called them that by accident. And we still call them that. Like we knew in a month that it wasn't Indians, but we just don't give a shit. We never correct it. We came here and they're like, hi, and we're like, hey, you're Indians, right? And they're like, no. No, this is India, right? No, it's not, it's totally other place. You're not Indians? No. Ah, you're Indians. Yeah, Indians for hundreds of years after. We ruined everything here. This was it was just coast to coast, just green and brown and beautiful. And all the humans were just walking around with painted faces, just walking. And they'd be like, ooh, that looks yummy. And then they just eat from the ground. And then they'd sleep on the grass. And they'd wake up and they'd fuck. And then they'd go for a swim and do a little dance. That was the whole continent, was just folks doing that. I mean, there was people in Mexico cutting off kids' heads and rolling them down the pyramid stairs. But that's always going on. What are you gonna, you can't do a whole lot about that. But I think we came from another planet, and the reason is because we don't like it here. I mean, why, if we're from here, if we belong on Earth, why aren't we comfortable on Earth at all? We need nice, smooth surfaces and right angles, and we need it to be cool and not too hot, just perfect. Like, when it's hot, why wouldn't we just, fuck it? Why wouldn't we be like that if we belong here? And it's weird because people that aren't, whatever you call there's environmentalists and then there's people who are whatever. They just hate environmentalists. But that's what people get angry at environmentalists because they think they're slowing down the economy and creating restrictions. And a lot of these people are Christian. A lot of these people are very devout Christians. And that's such a confusing thing to me, that if you believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you, why would you not have to look after it? Why the fuck? Why would you not think that when he came back, he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy? The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you all over every polar bear? Who did this? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you spill this? What is that?
It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill.
Well, why didn't you take it out of the ground?
Because I wanted to go faster. I'm not fast enough.
And I was cold. What the do you mean cold? I gave you everything you needed, you piece of shit.
Well, because jobs. I wanted.
What is a job? Explain to me, what's a job?
You go, you work at a place, and when people call when their game doesn't work, and you help them figure it out.
What do you do that for?
For money.
What do you need money for?
Food.
Just eat the shit on the floor. I left all over the floor. Corn and wheat and grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it doesn't have bacon around it, and I like when it has like bacon on it and
I watched somebody do that the other day after a meal. They went, oh, it was just mwah, mwah. And I started wondering, what does that mean? What does that signify? Mwah. I think what it means is that you ate something so delicious that you then kissed somebody on the and their exploded.
That's some good eating. That's a nice sauce. Is that good? Yeah, let me show you. Let me have some of that. That just destroyed my anus.
Murder is a weird law structure also. That's not a sentence, didn't make any sense, but murder should be simple because it's a binary crime. You kill somebody or you don't. They're alive or they're dead. It's one or the other. But the laws around murder are a little murky. One person can kill somebody, get 100 years. Somebody else gets 20. Why? What's the difference? Here's what they base your sentence on with murder. They base it on how you felt when you murdered them. That's weirdly important. They say, okay, you shot him in the face. But what was up with you, man? What was going on? Come on. I think if you murder somebody, your sentence should be based on how old the person was that you murdered. That should matter. How much of their life did you take away? If you see a 3-year-old girl in the park and you just kick her to death. It's a hypothetical. Grow up. It's a hypothetical. I'm not asking you to go do that. I'm just asking you to just really imagine just kicking a 3-year-old till she's dead. If you kill a 3-year-old, you should do a lot of time. You should do a lot of time, unless she's got diabetes. You got to work it all in. But what if you kill somebody who's 98? He's 98, and he's in a hospice. He's not even good 98. He's in a hospice. You know what hospice is? It's like a hospital, but they don't try to help you. And say there's a guy and he's 98 in a hospice. He's got cancer and AIDS and COVID. And he's and they just unplugged him. And then right then you walk in. Shoot him right in the face. You should get 5 minutes for that. was thinking about that today. I was, because I'm going to see my dad next week. And my dad, let me tell you something, okay? My father is not in a hospice. My dad is in a facility being kept alive. For whose benefit? I don't get it. It's just and they just put food in and just, come on. Keep going. Like, what does he have, a secret he hasn't told yet? Because, look, my mom just died. She just died. That's how it works. By the way, for you young people, here's how life goes. One of your parents is going to die, and the other one is just never going to die. They just will never die, ever. And guess what? It's not the one you wanted. Nope. It's not the one you wish to have kept. It's not your good parent. Nobody's got two good parents. You have a nice one and a shitty one. And the nice one just dies, because that's what nice people do. I'll just die. I don't want to bother everybody. And the shitty one just hangs in there. I'm still here. Another day of this. Why? What the for the long life? You can live too long, I think. You can live too long. Some people are 100. Get the out of here. Nobody knows you. What, are you going to run into somebody? Hey! Some people are even older. Some people are... You ever read about the oldest person in the world? There's always an oldest person. And sometimes you read about them because the other one just died. That's when they tell you that there's a new oldest person. Last one I read about was 114. 114. He's a teenager after 100. You know what that means? That means he's got a kid who's like 92. Who's like, please die. I'm just hanging around so I can have 1 week without you in it.
Kay is going to be doing the One Traveling Virus this summer. We should have the dates soon, I guess. Soon. I think we're doing 8 to 10 dates this year. There goes our summer. But Louis C.K. is definitely going to be with us. That's very, very good news. We found that out this morning.
Going to be a pisser.
And your wife wasn't impressed, you were saying?
Yeah, I came home and I showed her all these offers, and it's good. You guys are paying really good money. Like, I don't have
care of the comics.
Yeah, I don't have a TV job right now, so that's my income. Yeah. And I showed it to her, and she's like, "Yeah, great. So you're going out of town, leaving me with the kids." I'm like, "Fuck you. How much money do you make?"
What are you pulling in this week?
Yeah. Would you rather starve to death and let the kids get skinny? You ungrateful cunt.
Now, the only way
who doesn't listen to XM?
She doesn't quite get the point that, this is your job. You don't go on.
And I'm remembering the phrase I was trying to remember. The separation of labor. Is that what it is? The division of labor contract has been thrown away in marriage.
Because I know where you're going to go with this, but I got to ask Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Like, when you married your wife, you were already in comedy, right?
Yes, I was.
So it's not like you were...
I didn't spring it on her. No.
It wasn't like you're working for Nassau, you had a 9-to-5 job, you were coming home, and she knew what she was getting into, that you'd be there to raise the kids. When you guys met, she knew you were a road comic.
Yes. But the way, it's not even that I go on the road. The point is that I enjoy my job.
Right.
So she thinks of it that because it's not like I'm going out and slack. She wishes I was doing a miserable job, and then she would be proud of me
Where you'd come home
for
and go,
debasing myself in order to put a roof over the head. But the fact that I do something that I'm proud of, that I love doing, but it still puts a roof over the head. But because women's liberation... because there are women that have careers, we're not allowed to say that we are providers anymore if you're a man. But the fact is, my wife lives off of my work and doesn't do shit. So if she had a career, then she could go, f you with your Open Anthony tour. I don't care. I'm working too.
Yeah, I got my money.
But the fact is, she just eats food that I buy for her. But I'm not allowed to point that out, or else I'm a male chauvinist. Like I'm being a backwards pig by pointing out the fact, which is that if I stop doing these fun tours where I might get blown by a whore or two, that she can't eat, anything, because if she tried to start making she's worthless. She has no sense of she could never support our house. She couldn't do it. If we switched places, it would like some dumb sitcom.
You're right.
The kids would be very happy with me because I'm good at taking care of the kids.
You'd be the fun guy hanging around.
And my wife would be unable to
hold down the job.
She's never done it.
Really?
She worked at a Chinese restaurant for 1 week. And the woman who owned it, this Chinese woman, said to her, how come you so slow?
Oh,
and she said, because I'm busy. How many tables you have? And she said, I have 3 tables. And she said, I think you may be no-be waitress. And she fired her.
Wow. That's how you get fired in Asian.
Yeah.
By the way, I think you no-be waitress.
I think you may be no-be waitress.
You may be no-be waitress.
Yeah, exactly.
I had...
For you.
Oh, I see.
Always want to follow. Like when Rock was getting ready for the Oscars.
Right.
We were both in L.A., and he was going to try his set at the Ice House in Pasadena. So he asked me to come on and do 40 minutes in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's doing not his best stuff, but his Oscar material. But he wanted the heavy lifting. He wanted to... It's like swimming with a heavy suit first before the race, you know?
So you went to see him work out his Oscar material?
Yeah, yeah.
Afterwards, does he say to you, what do you think I could improve here?
Sure, yeah. I talked to him for a while about his set afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, and does he, when you watched him on the Oscars, did he, because you were at the Oscars.
I think I helped him out. Yeah, I presented an award at the Oscars.
Like what you presented. I thought it was a great angle. You presented the best documentary, right?
Best documentary short.
Short.
Yeah.
And you said, listen, everybody. And I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
You said, these people, this is the most important award we're giving out all night. Because most of you who are getting an Oscar, it's not going to really affect your life that much. But best short documentary, these are the greatest thing that's ever going to happen to them.
That's right.
And they probably live in their car.
And this one, I said, this Oscar's going home in a Honda Civic.
Right. It ain't going in a limo.
No.
These are the type of people who are in show business, but
they
barely.
Didn't get dresses made for them.
If you're a nominee for Best Actor, you have a union that looks after you, and you're probably wealthy.
Yeah.
This is the one where they just got nothing.
And you love these type of people because, in a way, I feel you wear as a badge of honor the fact that you didn't go to college, that you had a series of jobs as like a dishwasher and jobs, and a mechanic before you kind of hit it in show business, and you identify with the underdog.
Yeah, and I made little short indie films. I went to Sundance with a short film, and 13 people watched it, and nothing happened. And, so I've been exactly where they are.
That's what surprises me about it. When you were at the Oscars and you saw Chris Rock hosting, did you say to yourself, hey, I would like to host the Oscars? Was there any twinge of a kind of a feeling for doing that?
Well, I'll tell you, because I was presenting, and I was scared to do that.
Yeah.
I was scared for him. He's my friend, and I watched him go through getting ready for it, and he didn't pick an easy monologue to do.
No.
And but I went, and I'm sitting. I've been to the Emmys every year for the last 5 years, and it's just nothing to me now. But the Oscars is a different world. And as it was getting close to my category I was going to present, I started feeling my heart rate go up and my blood start to get weird. And then somebody in a headset crooked their finger and said, come on. And I'm going backstage to do this thing. And I freaked out. I was terrified.
Yes.
My hands were trembling. And the one thing I kept thinking is when I'm holding the envelope, my hands are going to tremble.
What was the terrifying moment? Because you knew you had something funny to say.
Yeah, but I didn't prepare. They asked me to come to rehearsal. I didn't come to rehearsal. They asked me for the copy to put on their teleprompter.
You said no.
And I said no.
Why did you not go to the rehearsal? Why not try
I didn't feel like it. I'm a I just didn't feel like it. It was the day before. I'm like, I don't want to go there. I just want to stay in my room.
But what they enable you to do is to walk out, practice getting behind the podium.
So smart.
Right. Would have been the smart move.
Smartest thing I could have done.
Yeah, because you don't even know where you're going.
No, I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know anything.
No, I watch carefully.
And my heart rate is going up and up and up and up and up.
And isn't that amazing to people? Because you've been in front of crowds forever.
Something about that kind of thing. Because I presented at the Emmys once with Amy Poehler.
Right.
And my hands were shaking so bad that I couldn't open the envelope. And I handed it to her and had her do it. And she looked at me like, what's wrong?
I have a disease.
I have a condition.
Yes.
Well, it's true because it's not your crowd.
It's not what I do.
No, you go up in front of a crowd that loves Louis C.K.
That's right.
You don't go up
or a random comedy club drunk crowd. I mean, that's my favorite thing is to go up in front of people who have no idea what's going to happen.
And that happens less and less because a lot of people know you now.
That's hard to get now.
Do you miss the days when
Very much so.
Yeah, because going out there, the adrenaline rush, I would think, is winning over a crowd that doesn't know who you are.
That's a great feeling. So yeah, so at the Oscars, I'm scared. I'm talking to Lou Gossett Jr., which isn't helping.
Yeah,
because it's so bizarre.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're presenting with someone.
Yes, and I'm drinking red wine, trying to calm down.
Are you aware that you were next to Lou Gossett Jr.? Are you aware that like, oh, maybe I'm taking up too much time? It's also his presentation.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I am thinking. That.
Yeah,
because I'm talking to him and I'm like, he's probably trying to get in his head. And then they were about to. The thing I've learned about things like this is just listen to instructions. Because then I get there and because I didn't rehearse, this guy tells me 50 things that I have to know, and I just listen really carefully.
Yeah.
And then Chris goes, he's going to bring me on, and he goes, "What do you want me to say?" And I go, "Can you mention Horace and Pete?" And he goes, "Sure." And then I realized this is like being at the Comedy Cellar.
You'll mention Horace and Pete.
Brings me on.
Yeah.
But so I went out there to present it, and my heart is pounding, and I know the shape of what I'm going to say, but I don't know it. I start to explain my idea, and as laughs start to come, then I get one big laugh, and I'm in absolute heaven. I'm in a stratosphere of happiness.
Do you look over at Lou Gossett to see what he's doing while you're doing
I don't know where he was at that point. This was like in the lounge.
Yeah.
But so I did, and then I got two big good laughs.
It
And
was
then
a
when
funny
it was
routine.
over, thanks. And then I see the thing that it says, here are the nominees. And when I got to say the thing that meant I'm done, the relief was intense. And then I thought, it would be fun to do something like hosting a show like that because I'd have overcoming... You know, like I did Power Players Jeopardy the other day.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Why did you agree to do? Because you can look like a moron. Are you that good at Jeopardy that you would do Power Players Jeopardy?
Never. If I watch Jeopardy, I'll get 2 answers.
Why did you do like? First of all, why did you put yourself through the Oscars if you just hate it that much? But you know what I mean.
It's fun to do things that you think you're going to at.
But wait
see
a
what
second.
happens.
Okay, maybe the Oscars, but that's still your milieu.
Yeah.
The
totally
Jeopardy,
out of my comfort
the
zone.
Jeopardy though, you can look like a real idiot because even if you're a smart guy, you got to know facts. You got to be fast. Who are you playing against in Power Jeopardy?
A guy named Jonathan and a woman named Kate, and I don't remember their last names.
They're famous people.
He's
right?
from CNN, and they're journalists. They're like thoughtful, smart people.
Right. You can't announce whether you won, obviously, because you taped it, right?
I can't.
But were you humiliated in this thing?
Okay, so I was scared to do it, but the reason I did it is because it's for charity, and it's this group called the Fistula Foundation, who's kind of like my charity. Everything
now,
I do.
A fistula is the thing in your ass when you push too hard, you can blow a hole in it.
That's right. So what happens to women all over the world in poor countries?
Yes.
They give birth in the whatever in a hut,
and they got like an alien vein hanging out of their
fistula.
ass.
They get and so then they pee themselves.
Everything is mixed, right?
And when they pee themselves, their whole community shuns them, and their life is over.
I cannot believe you found a charity called the Fistula
Foundation.
And you know what's
hard
smart
about
charity
to explain on television.
You know what's great about that charity?
Yeah.
There's something they can fix.
They can fix it. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All they do is pay for the operation, and then these women's lives are set. They can
love it because
get
sometimes
educated. They can get a job, do whatever they want.
Sometimes, like when you used to give to the muscular dystrophy with Jerry Lewis, you say this. This has been going on for 50 years. There's no goddamn cure. There's no cure. Fistula, they can sew up and do something nice.
Howard, you were always. Why didn't you found the Fistula?
I was thinking testicle cancer, but you're right. I don't know.
Fistula Foundation is a great group. They just do a simple thing, and they're not a big, giant corporate entity that you know.
Have you ever pushed so hard that you got hemorrhoids or fistulas in your ass?
I don't know. I might have. I was too ashamed to go get it checked out.
There's a lot of shame associated with fistulas.
With assholes and dicks and
all right,
vaginas.
So get back to Louis.
But it's important to me to do a good job because it's my job. I mean, also you paid me, and you paid me. I get money from every ticket, so your money is mine now. I own it now,
And it's gonna be gone tomorrow. I'm a piece of shit. I don't save money. If I die tonight, my kids are homeless tomorrow morning. Someone's gonna wake them up. Your daddy's dead. Get your shit and get out. Because I don't save money. I think it's arrogant to save money. You shit it out. Money is like oxygen. It's not my money. It's the money. I could die tomorrow. So it. I spend it. I didn't buy my mom a house. You're supposed to have that musical montage when you get a TV show where you take your mom to the... Oh, look at it. I didn't do that. She's my mom, but she's not me. Why would I buy her a house? But